Montreal Scott on Nelson, and that's their defensive stopper, and that's the guy that he's going to have shadowing Nelson throughout the whole rest of this basketball game. Want to make sure he doesn't get an easy look, a good look at the basket.
Here's Nelson. He's going to take the three. Nelson gets his own rebound, puts it in.
And so you're fine with the three that Nelson took, but a guard always knows to follow his shot. A great fundamental move, and you can't allow him to get an easy basket like that.
Jackson State staying right here with Prairie View. Here's Scott. Nice basket by Scott.
And you'd have to think that within the next minute, you're going to see Carl Blair back into the basketball game. You want to have your steady ball handler in the game at the end.
6 points for Scott. Here's Nelson. He's able to draw the foul. On Ellaby. Timeout here on the floor. 60-53. Prairie View with the lead. But Dundrecus Nelson trying to bring the Tigers back in this game. But Scott with a nice finish here on the other end for Prairie View. ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball is presented by Bud Light. It's a sure sign of a good time. Here we go. Prairie View with a 60-53 lead. Anthony Calhoun, Stephen Howard. 3:35 remaining here in the second half. And Stephen, let's take a look at your Player of the Year candidates in the SWAC.
Well, there's really no last name more appropriate than Omar Strong, playing extremely strong for Texas Southern. DeMarquil Tab, an all-everything player for Alabama A&M. We've seen Kelsey Howard today really struggling. And then Marquez Baker, the man for Alcorn State, the surprise team, and he's averaging 19 points a game, leading the SWAC, and he's got Alcorn State really playing strong early on in the SWAC conference play.
Talking to Coach Anderson, he told me today, I asked him about the talent in this conference. Nelson comes up short with the free throw, and he told me he believes from top to bottom, this is the best as far as talent-wise the SWAC has been in 5 years.
Well, not only that, talking to Eric Struthers of Jackson State, and he's been in this league for 20 years, and he said the guard play of this league is the best that he's ever seen. And I think you're really seeing that tonight with Nelson, and you've seen that on a daily basis in the SWAC. Great guard play of guards that can really put it in the basket.
Montgomery now has 11 points for Prairie View.
And right now, though, you're in kind of a danger zone for Jackson State. Down 9, 3 minutes left to go, and they're really struggling offensively to get any continuity with their offense.
Williams for three.
And you see Prairie View blocking every pick and roll, jumping out to the guard. trying to get the ball out of their basketball, and Prairie View is playing the game plan that they want to.
Prairie View with its largest lead of the game of 62-53.
Now you see Prairie View in the crossing action, trying to take advantage of mismatches and trying to get the post to punch in on the opposite side.
Working the clock here. 8 seconds to shoot. Look who's there with the follow. Montgomery comes in averaging just 5 points a game.
And really, Munich did a good job of splitting the pick and roll. And Montgomery, again, showing you what makes this basketball team the 15th ranked offensive rebounding team in the country, averaging over 14 offensive rebounds a game.
Quick timeout here by Jackson State. Men's college basketball continues Wednesday with a doubleheader. Pittsburgh, Villanova at 7 o'clock. Then Kansas State takes on TCU at 9 o'clock Wednesday on ESPNU. And also live on Watch ESPN. ESPN, the home court of college hoops. Great atmosphere here at the Baby Dome. 2:01 remaining. Prairie View with the lead, 64-55, and Baby Dome.
The Baby Dome is home, Anthony.
That's right. I like how you put that. It's always great to come here, though. And we see it on the schedule that we're headed to Prairie View, Texas. I know I look forward to it. You know, you look at this Prairie View team. They were picked to win this year's SWAC regular season. I mean, how far do you think this team can go in this conference, and can they live up to it? Can they come away?
There's a lot of stuff that has to happen. Jezikowski has to find a way to start making threes, and they're going to have to not be as careless with the basketball, but most importantly, they're going to have to win on the road. Champions win on the road, but this is a good start. Protecting home court, 2-0 at home in the SWAC. That's where you have to start, at home, and as we just said, the Baby Dome is home.
Look at their upcoming schedule. They're at Mississippi Valley State coming up on Saturday. Mississippi Valley State just 1-3 in conference play. Then Arkansas Pine Bluff on January the 21st.
And Pine Bluff is playing well also. Both the Alabama State, A&M, they're playing well. Texas Southern, though, they're a beast over there in Houston.
That's right. Led by former IU, UAB coach Mike Davis, coaching Texas Southern.
An exceptional coach.
We've got them coming up in a couple of weeks here on ESPNU.
Right now, Prairie View has this basketball game in their hands, and you're going to see them melt the clock each time down and get the shot that they want. The clock is for them, and it's their asset.
Montgomery trying to get the rebound, and it's going to stay right here with Prairie View.
You see, Anthony, what you're seeing every time down is those second chance opportunities.
That's right.
Prairie View gets their hands on every ball, and if they don't get it, then they knock it so that Jackson State cannot, and that's been what's kept them in this basketball game.
Blair with the jumper. Look at the follow. She just talked about Scott. Comes down with the rebound. He puts it back in. Prairie View on a 12-3 run in this last 2:25. So it looks like they're going to improve.
And see what happens,
7-11 on the season.
What happens, Anthony, is eventually they start to wear you down with those second chance opportunities. And you see Montgomery with his size and athleticism, a guy that started every game last year, showing you why he started last year and trying to reclaim that starting spot. And the nice split of the pick and roll by Munich, and Montgomery again with the nice follow. That's the type of players. You need those X-factor guys, next man up, to step up for you, for your team.
Prairie View out rebounding Jackson State, 49-39. We talked about Stephen, ranked #1 in conference play.
And that's pretty much the rebounding margin that they have. They're +9. Jackson State came into this game -9, and you know, those stats don't lie, and that's one of the things that Jackson State's going to have to shore up, is on the defensive end and on the rebounding end.
Coleman with the finish, Jackson State. Under a minute left to play. Jackson State fouls Scott. As Williams commits the foul.
And you notice Coach Rim has 4 ball handlers on the court with Montgomery, a veteran guy that he trusts. That started all last year, because right now, handling the basketball and being sure-minded on that free throw line is what's important.
Coach Rim, even though Jackson State came in here 0-5 in conference play, Jackson State has had their way with Prairie View over the years here at the Baby Dome.
Yeah, they've won
won three in a row coming in tonight, and then 9 of the past with 13 matchups.
Yeah, 9 of the last 13 in the Baby Dome. Jackson State is one of the pillars of the SWAC as far as exceptional basketball. And so when they show up on your schedule, you're prepared and you're ready.
Williams with the basket for Jackson State. And we've got some more issues with the game clock. As far as Jackson State, they get set to take on Grambling State coming up on Saturday.
And that's one of the things that I think hurt Jackson State. They had 11 games on the road, and then they came and they started their SWAC on the road, and that's just tough to do. You know, to build and manufacture confidence when you're already beat down playing the previous 11 games on the road, and then you start on the road. But I mean, that's what basketball is about, and you have to make something happen amidst this adversity.
Coach Rim, you got to be pleased with your team's performance tonight. Got off to a quick start, trailed at halftime, but really they were very effective in that second half. Great play from Munich. We saw Montgomery work the boards for Prairie View, and they're going to pick up their second win here in conference play.
Well, you're really just excited because Munich showed up from the three-point line. 3 for 4 from distance. The only threes made, 3 for 19 for Prairie View, and they got to find someone consistent. Maybe they found it in Munich tonight, but they got to have someone that's able to hit consistently from the three-point line.
Another foul called on Jackson State.
That ball says to number 20.
One Coleman.
Second personal.
Coming up next, College Football Live right here on ESPNU.
You see the weight lift off of Coach Rim.
Yeah.
Finally.
Yeah, well, he did not look at records at all coming into this game. He knew that Coach Anderson would have his team ready, and he did in that first half. But the same story that has been the factor all year for Jackson State, not playing a complete game. And we saw that tonight. First half, pretty good for Coach Anderson. But the second half, had a lot of problems.
Well, one thing I did see is a little bit of them playing with more chemistry, which has been a problem for them all year long. And I think once they start playing with that chemistry and intensity on the defensive end, then you'll see the Jackson State of old.
Well, that's going to do it. The final score here tonight. Prairie View 73, Jackson State 59. Nice win here for the Panthers, Stephen.
Yeah, it is, and you just see that offensive rebounding prowess. That's what Prairie View lends and puts their hats on, and they did an exceptional job tonight on the glass.
So Jackson State still looking for its first win in conference play. They dropped to 0-6 in the SWAC, where Prairie View improves to 2-3 in league play. Stephen, it was a pleasure, man. Once again, our final score, Prairie View 73, Jackson State 59. Coming up next, it's College Football Live. Good night from Prairie View, Texas.